All right, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Do Hard Things podcast. I'm Jay Teagues, and I have in studio with me the lovely, ravishing Angie Betran. How you doing this morning, Angie?
Good morning. Good morning. Good
Love your
morning.
purple background.
Thanks. Yes, that's for the Lions Guide. That's the color over in the Lions Guide.
I love it.
I'm good. It's Monday. It's a holiday. We did not have to get up this morning because neither of us have to work today, and we did, and we're here. I feel good about it.
Yeah, it is a holiday. It is Juneteenth.
Mm-hmm.
Juneteenth. You know what? This holiday kind of crept up on me. I didn't know much about it. I got a couple notes here because there might be some people out there like me, like a couple years ago, and like, we got a day off. Like, what do we have a day off for? Juneteenth?
Yeah.
Like, what is that? And so Juneteenth is known as Freedom Day or Emancipation Day, and this had to do with the abolition of slavery in Texas on June 19th, 1865. And I love that we have a new holiday. It's a freedom holiday, right? And that's what I think it's great to acknowledge. We've got some dark spots in our history.
Yes.
And the fact that we're able to celebrate freedom and whatnot, I think is a good thing. And the holiday is named by combining June and 19th, referring to the date Major General Gordon Granger arrived in Galveston, Texas, and announced that the Civil War had ended and that the enslaved people were free. So super interesting history there that we're acknowledging. So
I think it's important that we talk about history and that we do not erase history, that it's something that we talk about and keep an open conversation on. That's
absolutely
right.
even the dark spots, right? So
yeah,
we'll repeat them if we don't.
That's right.
And so so I think it's a day of celebration and reflection. I don't know what we do on Juneteenth yet. I don't know if we have any established like barbecues or anything like that. But right now I'm seeing more of education than anything else.
Yeah.
But I noticed I'm up here in Columbia, and there were some parades and some things like that.
Nice.
To acknowledge that. So it's good.
Good deal.
So. It's also the day after Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to all the gentlemen stepping up and being role models for their kiddos and everyone else out there. So happy Father's Day.
How was your Father's Day, Jay?
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Happy Father's Day. How was your Father's Day? You are a father.
It was good. It's been my greatest leadership challenge, and but it was good. We hung out with got all the kids together. We went out to Lacey's parents' house and got to see her dad as well. And it was just nice. Pretty relaxing day. Nothing remarkable. Went out had a little dinner last night and at my favorite place, which is it's funny. One of my favorite places to eat is actually at the grocery store. They have a little restaurant on the end, but they make really good food and there's never a line there. And it's actually relatively inexpensive. What's it called, Lacey? The Market Grill or something like that. It's part of the restaurant. It's like when you see the old guys drinking coffee in the morning kind of place, but they have a little bar there and it's actually pretty nice. They got good food there, but it's my favorite place to eat. So.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, those are the best.
It's like, you want to go there of all the places. It's good food. So
yeah, cool.
But yeah, so good weekend. Well, before we get into today's episode, we're going to talk about the challenge, like why challenge is important. And Angie and I were just kind of talking, before hopping on today about this year and like where everyone's at with their mindset. And as I've talked to people and my one-on-one coaching clients and just conversations with my friends and talking to Angie, like this year feels a little off for some people. And I'm full transparency. I'm finding myself in a bit of a mindset funk.
Mm-hmm.
And last week, I started something new to help me break out of my normal comfort. And as I've talked to other people, they're looking for something, and maybe a new challenge will kind of get you out of that normal comfort or this weird mindset that we've got ourselves in. Mm-hmm. So we'll talk a little bit about that. So, but real quick, make sure you smash that subscribe button so you're notified of future episodes. Leave us a review on iTunes. It goes a long way for us to expand the Do Hard Things nation. And we are sponsored by the Lions Guide. And more importantly, we have a group called the Forge. And the Forge is it's a mindset mastermind for growth-minded people. It's a place to network. We have frameworks. We have weekly challenges. We have 2 calls a week. And it's a great way to get connected. You can grow on your own. You can listen to podcasts. You can read on your own. But when you can read a book together and have a book club and have a conversation, or you have a space where you can be vulnerable, like we were just talking about how people are kind of in a funk and a weird, like you got a place where you can talk about that and get good advice. So that's what the Forge is all about. So if you'd like more information about that, go to www.lionsguide.com, and go check us out. And join up with us, because you can, like I said, you can row alone, but if you're with a tribe of like-minded people, life is tough, and to have a place that you can grow and learn together is incredibly important for all of us.
It is.
We're also sponsored by Do Hard Things Nation Apparel. Go grab yourself a Burn the Ship shirt, Chase the Dream shirt.
Yep.
Angie's got a kick-ass ball cap on.
That's right.
And we got some upcoming events. We got the 9/11 on 9/9, but the 5K and 9.11 mile run and ruck. We also have a virtual option, but it's going to be up at Cooper's Landing in Columbia. So we're excited about that. That's coming up here in a few months. So other than that, unlock your potential, break the change from cage to charge life. So bottom line is there's 3 lives that we can ultimately live. The cage life, that's someone that feels like just trapped in their current day-to-day circumstances. They might be just struggling for survival, trying to make ends meet. Maybe they've had some trauma and they're just the cage life is like really being like just in hell, essentially, right?
Mm-hmm.
And some people are facing that. And I've certainly had periods in my life that were like that. We have the comfortable life where things are comfortable. You got a nice job. You're, I don't know, you're paying your bills. You got a nice car. But you might be kind of just bored. But status quo. That's what most people. I think most people are finding they live pretty well. We live pretty comfortable in the United States, and people find themselves in their comfort zone. And there's nothing wrong with being in the comfort zone, but there's also the fully charged life where you are fully like just happy, invigorated. You're milking the most out of life, and it's people that are really crushing it. They're contributing at the highest level. They're just dominating life in general, and they're just super happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
And we usually find ourselves in one of 3 buckets. And the comfortable life, a lot of people are in that comfort zone and they're completely content. And if you're there and you're happy, totally cool. I want everyone to be in the comfort zone and be happy with their life. But sometimes there's people in the comfort zone that are looking for a new edge. They're trying to get to that charged life. They're trying to get to that. They know that there's something greater for themselves. They just don't know what it is yet. And they're trying to find it. They're trying to find that little breakthrough.
Mm-hmm.
And the best way to find that breakthrough is through challenge.
Yeah.
It's through finding something novel that challenges you. And Angie, we were just talking about, how some of the normal challenges, I think because maybe through repetition or doing so many challenges, the challenges can become kind of comfortable. Like I look at my endurance and the running and a lot of that,
Mm-hmm.
like I feel like I've done so many of them now that they don't offer the same level of challenge as something else. Have you ever found yourself in that situation?
I was just thinking about that yesterday. I mean, I went out for I don't know, I think I ran 6.3 or something in the rain, and it was amazing. Guys, I love running in the rain in warm weather. I'm just like, I was running with my arms out, like this is the best thing ever. It just felt so great. But to answer your question, so I ran 6 miles yesterday, but I was thinking, I don't think I'm pushing myself enough because I know I'm capable of more. And it's out of fear of injury because I've been injured so many times over the past few years. I'm like, I'm just really, it's hard for me to push myself a little bit further. And I'm like, all right, now I've got to sit down today and revamp everything and push myself out of my comfort zone because we only grow once we step out of our comfort zone. And so I'm very comfortable running 6 miles. It feels like actually yesterday I worked on breath work. So most of my run, I only breathed in and out through my nose, which it was just I could have kept a very good conversation, wasn't out of breath. It felt really good, but at the same time, I'm like, "Are you really pushing yourself? I don't think you are. I don't think you are."
Yeah, and I think we get to that point where the things that challenge us, we become so comfortable with those things that used to challenge us a lot
Mhm.
that we kind of plateau a little bit.
Yeah.
Mentally, physically. And we may need a new form of challenge of some kind to get us out in something different.
Mhm.
Because to your point, like although it was great, and there is a level of challenge and
Mhm.
discomfort in that, but it's become pretty novel, and you've become pretty comfortable doing that
Mhm.
regularly.
Yeah.
So the same level of like getting the same level of sharpness mentally and
Mhm.
is not quite there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
So what's that?
So what about you?
Well, I'm kind of going through that same thing. Like I've been looking for something new, and I'm like, and especially with the military transition, like I just feel like just generally like I'm kind of in a funk,
Mhm.
and I'm like I need something new and sharp to do, and I was looking for different races, but I'm like that's this it's been the same old. Not I that will always be a part of me and what I do, but it hasn't given me the same level of sharpening my edge.
Mhm.
So I decided, you know what, I need to go do something completely different, and I signed up for Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, which they have in my current gym.
Mhm.
And to be honest, I've been intimidated by it for quite a while. And I've done martial arts in the past. And I've done combatives in the army, and I did Krav Maga when I lived in St. Louis. But that's been over 10 years ago.
Mhm.
But I was a little nervous about one. It was always a time thing, to dedicate to a martial art. You got to put time with, with my career previously. I just didn't have the time to put into it. But
Yeah.
now I've got the time, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go. And I almost talked myself out of it the other day because I'm like, oh, I need someone to be there with me, someone I know to go with, because
Yeah.
I'm the new guy. I don't know what I'm doing. And I found everyone that typically goes to that lunch hour class wasn't going. And I kind of burned my ship. I told Lacey, like, hey, Lacey, I'm gonna go to this class today. And I told her basically so I could like not
Now
get my
you gotta
way out
go.
of it.
Yeah.
And I pull up, and there's like a bunch of dudes I don't know, and they're about, I'm a bigger guy. They're all as big as me, if not bigger, and they're wearing blue belts and purple belts and a black belt. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get folded like laundry in here. And I went in there like all nervous, and they welcomed me. They gave me a gi, and I was nervously watching, but
Uh-huh.
they welcomed me in, and I got rolled up pretty good. But they taught me some things, and I'll say it was challenging physically, mentally. I came back later that night for the beginners class, and I'm going to go back again today. And it's something new that I need to do. And I've heard a lot of people talk about the benefits of it. And
Mhm.
so for me, that's me stepping way out of my comfort zone, doing something completely new, completely humbling because I don't know what I'm doing.
Mhm.
And there's a physical component where you get tapped out. Like you go. That's one thing about jujitsu. You go until you get choked or you black out, and you do the little tap, and uh, it's uncomfortable for
Yeah.
sure, but
Yeah.
it's really really good. And the people that practice it swear by it. They say it's life changing, and I can see
Right.
why, because it it's just I don't know, until you experience it, it's hard to describe. But to the point of challenge, we all need something that's going to challenge us to get us
Mhm.
out of that funk that we're in, and that's what I'm leaning on right now for myself.
Cool. Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. So but whatever, yeah, I just want people to listen that are listening to know that if you're feeling a little bit off, I don't know, there's maybe Mercury's in like this prolonged retrograde. I don't know if people talk about that type of stuff, but you're not alone in that funk. And I would just encourage you to find something new,
Yeah.
something way out that you haven't done before. And I think the human brain needs novelty. And I think that we need something because that we can get excited and I don't know what I love about like the BJJ is like it's when you're engrossed in it, you're not thinking about any other problems in the
Mhm.
world. You're not thinking about anything else. You're just thinking about surviving at the moment. And I think it's a good thing where we have a singular focus, because I think all of this distraction that we face, um, this information overload, is not helping us with our psyche really. And I
Mhm.
think we need to have things that give you a singular focus.
I think, we're sitting here talking about it and how this year has just been off for us and a lot of people. Um, we're in year 2 post-COVID, right? Year 2
Yeah.
post-COVID. So, during COVID, we're forced to slow down. We're forced to we're literally forced to slow down. Um, and while COVID was bad for many, many, many people, it was also good in a way that forced us to slow down. High-performing people tend to get, overcommitted, over over everything. So we slowed down, and now we're in this. year 2 post-COVID, and things are really starting to ramp up. Um, and I think that's maybe a lot of distractions are coming back in that, we had managed, we'd gotten a complete hold on, during COVID and for a couple years there, and now we're just kinda we've gotta focus back in on staying focused on the things that challenge us, the things um, that we need to be focused on and not let all these other distractions get in the way. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think we had a great pause. I think that's what they call it, the great pause, a
yeah,
reset, right? And now things are slowly ramping back up to where they used to be, which I don't know that that was always healthy. Like I felt
no,
like pre-COVID, I mean, that's what I loved about COVID is like, holy cow, it made us realize like
yeah,
all the things that we're doing all the time, and it kind of forced us to slow down, which that was kind of a blessing because it's like, wow, life is actually we don't have to be doing all of these things that we're doing to ourselves. Now we're kind of finding ourselves slowly um, doing those things again. Keep
yeah,
busy, just busy, busy, busy.
right, right. Instead of uh, prioritizing what's really important and just focusing on those. I mean, these are all the things that we talk about in the forge, right?
Yeah,
So, maybe we just need to reevaluate and do what we talk about and what we know is the right thing to do for
yeah, yeah.
ourselves to get ourselves back to where we need to be.
Absolutely. And
Because
this is
that
why we have the four lines of effort, the hard, right? So you stay
yeah,
focused on those things every day. Well, what are you doing every day for your health and wellness? Like, are you being deliberate about that? Are
yeah,
you being deliberate about your affluence and wealth creation or management, your relationships, and then ultimately your development, your learning? And if you can find balance in those four things every day on top of all the other things that you have doing that, that helps you sharpen your saw.
yeah,
And sometimes we need a new challenge. I guess that's the point for today is that if you're finding yourself like you got your saw sharpener out there and it's just not getting as sharp as you want it to be, maybe it's time for something completely new and different to really get you out there and I don't know, get that level of excitement and novelty back
mhm,
um, so you can sharpen that edge again.
yeah, so don't let yourself be distracted by all the unnecessary and all the non-important distractions. Uh,
Yeah.
Figure out what it is that you need to be focused on and, and get after it.
Yeah. Yeah, and so if you're listening to this, like what is taking up what is causing some distraction? What are some things that you know that you're doing or
Mhm,
maybe it's an activity that you could delegate to somebody else?
yeah,
Because we need more margin in our life for focus.
mhm,
And and that's where I would have people just like think about like what are you doing? Like because there's a lot of time wasting activities that we do on our own, but then there's also other things that we do that we could delegate out to someone else that would give us more time. Hire a maid, outsource, the yard work to someone else so you have more focused
mhm,
time. Get your kids to do more of the chores around the house. I don't know what that is for you, but maybe it's that thing at work that it's time to team up and maybe hire someone to come on to the team and delegate some things out so you have more margin in your life.
mhm,
Um, but it's so easy to get wrapped up in busyness. And
yeah.
yeah, so,
How are you
but
so
yeah,
so you've burnt the ships, you're doing BJJ. Um, I am going to run the New York City Marathon virtually this year so I can get guaranteed entry in person next year. That's my new out of my comfort zone focus. Even though it's running, it still requires training, so I don't get injured.
there you go. There you go. And how this is something else I did. I got a new running coach. I've been using coaches off and on, and I can coach
Mhm,
myself on it. But I decided last week to get a new running coach, just for that new energy. Like I just need something new,
mhm,
and that's another way. Finding an event or finding something like that is helpful. So I
yeah,
love that because it's for you just having something to train for, right? How
mhm.
can you make it a little bit more novel for you? Like, is there anything else that you could do a little bit differently to keep you excited about the training?
Yeah, I'm gonna start going back to Saturday morning runs, group runs.
Yeah,
I miss those. Those were a very, very good, steady, um, motivating event that happened weekly that I could count on, that I knew that I would show up at and run with friends and get that long run in, and it really just helped my training along. And slowly but surely, I had gotten away from going to those, not for any particular reason, just busy life, plans, all the things. And that's something that I miss and I really
Yeah.
want to get back to.
When's your virtual?
The virtual is in the end of October, beginning of November timeframe.
All right,
So
so
3
Angie
months.
just burned the ships on this one. So now that level of accountability, anytime you see Angie, you got to ask her about how her training's going, because that's
Yeah,
the level of accountability.
do it.
That's what I love about it. Angie, how's that training going?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. Well, and hey, yesterday after I started it yesterday because after my run yesterday, I threw it up on social media and tagged a few people and was like, "Hey, how did you move today? Let me know. Tag me. Accountability. Let's do this."
no, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that extra layer of accountability helps keep you motivated and focused for sure.
Yeah. Yes.
I got to find a specific distance in a race to train for, so that's what I'm kind of searching. I'm gonna try to find one this week, I think, but
Mhm.
kind of I'm training for a half marathon. I like to keep myself half marathon ready, but
Mhm.
potentially open minded to more. So I gotta nail something down by the end of the year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, good. We gotta have something to train. What about outside of our health and wellness? Is there anything else that you're working on to sharpen your edge or saw that you're focusing on, learning something new or focusing on something new?
Well, I'm always focused on improving my photography skills.
Hmm.
Always. I got a new camera this year, and one of the neat features of my camera is that I can Bluetooth it to my phone, and so there's that immediate way to get things out for work, which is really cool. But just learning the new technology, learning my new camera,
Yeah.
uh, learning new things in photography, how to be better and get better always. Um, so definitely pushing the envelope there.
It's amazing to me, like how many settings on a camera. Like it blows my mind. It's overwhelming. I got a Sony A6400. I don't even know how to use it. There's so many knobs and things on there, numbers. I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find the right setting to give me a good picture, and it works every time. But
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, it's a skill in itself to learn.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's I just always just want to get better every day, just a little bit better, a little bit better.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm working on something I was working on last week. I'm just reorganizing and restructuring like my personal finances. So I'm using a new app and I'm trying to use a new budgeting. I'm using Quicken and Intuit for my business and my personal finances. I
Mhm.
had a simple spreadsheet before, but I want to get a little bit more advanced because with the business, we're trying to use an accountant and whatnot.
Mhm.
And so that's where I'm trying to maneuver some things around there and trying to get a better grip on some of those programs and doing something different there. So that's my personal on the side learning. And there's a great book for businesses called Profit First. So if you have a small business, I would recommend that. So I'm trying to organize my stuff using that structure. And yeah, it's a little bit of a learning curve there, but it's good. It's good. So I guess that would be my other outside thing that I'm working on and leveling up on.
Cool.
So kind of it falls in the bucket of the hard there. So but yeah, so that's something else that I'm working on. Aside from that though, that's pretty much it. And then just the BJJ. So I guess those are the things I'm sharpening my saw on.
Yeah. Oh, well, so I am definitely sharpening my saw on officiating roller derby. I've been getting my feet wet coaching assistant coaching roller derby this year, and we there's just the shortage in roller derby for officials. COVID killed roller derby because that's a contact sport, and we had to stop playing. And a lot of people, it's a roller derby is a volunteer sport, and yeah, a lot of people got other hobbies during COVID. And so now post COVID, we're having to build back up. And for us here in this area, it's just been really hard to get people to come out and learn to officiate. So, being part of the team, I'm like, well, I will learn to officiate this year. So that's another thing that I'm doing.
How do you that's such a unique niche sport.
Mhm.
How do you get people to want to come out to participate in that or give it a try? And how do you market something? Because it is primarily female only, right?
Yeah, so, roller wi there are different, types of roller derby. So there's, women's flat track roller derby, WFDDA. So you have to identify as a, woman, female, to play under WFDDA rules. There's MRDA, Men's Roller Derby Association. So that's men's roller derby because we've got the gatekeepers up in St. Louis, and then you've got oh gosh, there's several other. We play under WFDA, but your officials, we have your skaters, which identify as female, but then your officials, skating officials and non-skating officials, it doesn't matter. You just have to be 18 for our league because we don't have a junior league. But to answer your question, yeah, I talk to people about it. We go out, we recruit, we'll set up a table at different local events and just recruit, try to get
Yeah.
people involved.
So
And
that's like one of those intimidating challenges that if you're looking for something new and novel to go do, that could be something. It should be something that makes you a little nervous, right? That's where
yeah,
you know you got something good there.
yeah,
You get out of your comfort zone.
yeah, yep. Usually the first response that I get is, I cannot skate. And I'm like, well, we can teach you to skate. That's fine.
Yeah,
Show
yeah,
up, put them on your
that's part of
feet.
the process.
Do
Yeah,
this. Yeah. So,
no, that's good stuff.
but yeah, that's another thing that I'm working on this year
Yeah.
consistently.
Well, good. And if someone's listening to us or watching us, have something to work on. Like, what are you working on that's challenging you?
Mhm,
I like the book Grit by Duckworth. She always talks about the do hard things challenge is always having something that you're working on that is challenging you in some capacity. Always have at least one thing
mhm.
that you're working on. It's good for your mental cognitive ability. We need novelty. We need that challenge, and that helps us with our mindset.
Yeah.
So. All right. Well, it's already 6:27. So let's transition now. Let's talk about our weekly winner. Let's see here. Oh, it's always slow. Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Chris Wilcock, and he's down in Panama for some training, if you will. He works for a government agency, and he's down there doing some work. And he ran the a half marathon down in Panama, and which is awesome. Chris has been working pretty hard. He's one of my running clients, and he's one of our members in the Forge, and he's been getting after it for a while. So for him, this is a big challenge to be running this type of distance, and he crushed it yesterday. So Chris, thank you for what you do. Thank you. Thanks for being an example and getting out there and getting after it. And I hope you're feeling not so sore today. We talked about recovery today,
Yeah.
but he had a great time yesterday. So that's him at the finish line down in Panama running a half marathon. So
This
good
was
job,
his
Chris.
first half marathon, right?
I believe it is his first half marathon. He
Yeah.
may have done some distances
Yeah.
like rucking and stuff like that, but I think as far as running specifically a race, I think this is his first half marathon.
Right on. This is
So
awesome.
great job. And he's signing up for more. So he's being thoroughly challenged by this. So,
Sweet.
but great job, Chris. Appreciate you. And happy Father's Day, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I bet it was beautiful there.
Oh yeah,
I would
with
love
the
to
blue
run that race.
skies. It's pretty warm down there. So
Yeah.
you're down by the equator this time of year. It's gonna be
Woo.
pretty spicy.
Yeah.
So there wasn't much of a breeze. So it got pretty hot. He has some heat cramping issues with his legs. So yeah,
Ooh,
a little
those are no
spicy. So,
fun. No fun.
but good job, brother.
Yes. Great job, Chris. Great job.
All right. So yeah, that's it. Are you you got to work today? Or are you off?
I'm off. Nope, I'm off today.
Good deal.
Yeah.
I am off as well. I got a little bit of work to do, but all self-inflicted at my pace, which is my pace and distance, which is good.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I just got meal prep today. Meal prep, clean the house. Maybe I'm gonna try to go hang out with some people. Oh, roller derby practice tonight. So I've got a full day.
you got a full
Even though
day.
I'm off, even though I'm off work, I've got a full day today. Yes. So
Full day doing the things you want to do.
actually, yeah, doing
That's
all the
good.
things I want to do. It's great. My choice.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Well, part of that is to make someone smile today. So I'm gonna work on
It
that
is.
too. It's always a friendly reminder.
Yes, definitely make someone smile today. Make yourself smile today.
Absolutely.
That's definitely something that's great. You know what? So thinking about that, I woke up smiling this morning because last night my grandparents were in my dream. It was the best thing ever. I love dreaming about people that have passed away that are no longer with us, but they're there. And it was just like, it's so funny because I kept telling my grandmother, I knew you were here with me all along. I knew you were here. Just, oh, and we were just hugging and just loving on each other. And it was just like the best thing. I woke up, I'm like, oh, it just felt like they were here with me. It was
Was
awesome.
that complete randomness, or did you have a
Mhm.
conversation about them yesterday, or what
Mm-mm.
triggered that?
Nope, just completely random. I was just asleep in my dream and, um, they were just there, and then I was dreaming about them being there and, talking to them like, "Hey, I'm so glad you're here. This is
Yeah.
great. This is awesome." Yeah,
Dreaming is so fascinating to me.
yeah,
Like, it's just amazing, like how you can have like amazing, like just they're all over the place. They can be horrifying, they can be, fun and fantastic, they can be
yeah,
memorable. They're
yeah,
all over the place. They can be completely bizarre and weird, and I don't know.
yeah. Actually, you know what? Now that you asked me that, one of my good friends, her grandmother passed away yesterday. So maybe that's what got me thinking about my grandparents. I don't know. That maybe that was some.
Something triggered your
Yeah,
subconscious, or something
yeah.
something as subtle as that, and then you have a whole dream about it. It's awesome.
Yeah, but it was great. I had an amazing dream, so,
A
yeah.
good sleep. If
Good
you're
sleep.
dreaming, you're probably getting some good sleep too.
Yeah,
You can
yeah,
remember your dreams.
yeah, today's gonna be a great day.
Awesome. Love it. I love it. Well, hey, if you're watching this, we hope you have a fantastic day. We appreciate you
Yeah,
listening.
have
That's
a
all we got for today. Keep doing hard things. And if you're looking, if you know anyone out there that's crushing it, that you want to nominate, I've had a couple nominations come through, but we're looking for more nominations. We're gonna send, we're gonna send Chris a shirt. We want to send people a shirt and just acknowledge them for doing something hard, right? Just being a role model, doing something that challenges them within the four lines of effort. So if you know
Mhm,
someone, go to doorthingsnation.com or reach out to me or Angie directly. And it's very simple. Just who is it? What are they doing that inspires you? And send us a photo. We'll have them up here on the show,
that's right,
and we want to acknowledge them for kicking ass and taking names. So
right.
that's it. Have a great Juneteenth Monday, and we'll see you guys next week.
Next week, we'll see ya.
All right. See you, Angie.